welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Ryan Bigelow, and yes, we are here at the Cottonwood Public Library. I'm the library director. Today I'm joined by Joyce Reed, yes, the youth librarian with the best name in libraries. We wanted to bring you to the library today to make sure that everybody is aware that yes, indeed, we are open. We have been very creative. The Youth Services Department specifically has been very creative in some of the ways we're still able to service the public in these unique times and circumstances, so we want to make sure and highlight that today. The library wants to be a place of your normalcy, and I know a lot of the folks out there today are going to be parents, maybe grandparents. We want you to all think of the library as your place for resources. As we work through these times, school, with that being up in the air and exactly what that's going to look like. If folks don't have Wi-Fi, we want them to come here. We've purchased a program called tutor.com. We want them to be able to use that. Really, whatever you need, the library wants to be that. So, Joyce, we've been really creative with some things. We've continued our summer reading program. Can you tell us about our summer reading program, what we're doing, and what are we doing neat about it?
Sure. So actually where we're sitting is right in front of the prize books for the summer reading program.
Of books.
So we have a case here with books for little kids, books for juveniles, teens, and some final prizes. And what we decided to do is extend the summer reading program to August 15th.
Wonderful.
And so if you haven't gotten signed up yet, there's still time to sign up. On the Read Squared program, just go to the Cottonwood Public Library website. Click on Youth Services, click on the Summer Reading Program 2020. The theme this year is Imagine Your Story, and we got all kinds of stories going on in the library here. So we're still having crafts and story times and drawing classes and all kinds of stuff going on.
Right.
So it's been fun.
Yeah, we've done I'm going to pat ourselves on the back here, pat you and your staff on the back here, because the Youth Services Department has been very creative. We're going to be doing some really neat prizes for our summer reading program. I believe tonight, what's going on tonight for summer reading program?
Tonight is a free movie at the Verde Drive-In for summer reading program participants. It starts at 8 o'clock. The kids' movie is How to Train Your Dragon. And then there's a 10 o'clock movie for teens, Scott Pilgrim. And so if you come into the library, you'll need to do it today and get yourself a pass if you're a summer reading program participant, and that gets a whole family in a car into the movie.
And this is where we've had to be creative given the circumstances. We can't give you to the regular movie theater, but maybe we can get you to the drive-through. You stay in your car and you're able to experience that. So that's great. Another one of the prizes, I believe, is Arizona. Again, staying in your car, getting to experience our community and our area here without putting yourself at safety risk. So we've done some other things. So some other things we've done. We want to talk about family craft a little bit. What does that look like, and how is that operating now that you can't be here at the library to do that?
We're doing family craft virtually, so we're recording it. Either ahead of time or live. We've done both. And when we first started doing this, it was just me doing the craft. But now Miss Michelle is doing the craft. So she and I are trading every other week to do family craft, and we're trying to come up with all kinds of fun crafts that people can do with just materials and stuff that you have at home.
So when we do this, what I like about this is we'll post on Facebook a day or two in advance and kind of say, hey, here's what the craft is. These are the materials that you'll need to do it. So you have a day or two to start gathering that up. We're intentional about trying to get materials that we think, are general household materials so people don't have to go out and about. And then what time is craft at?
It's from 3 to 4 on Fridays. And we're going to be doing, we've done a garden craft during family craft. It was going out and looking at the garden and having a story time out there. And we're going to do kind of like a garden to table program for the next family craft. We're going to meet out at the garden, take pictures, a video of all of the plants that are growing there. We've got corn and beans. We've got some squash growing, and there's some huge squash on there. And so we've picked a squash, and we're going to walk over to the rec center. I'll put my chef's cap on and cook the squash, show you how to do it.
Right.
So.
Nutritional literacy is what we're calling it, right?
Yep,
You get to see it all and be a part of it virtually, of course. So we are open. We're not doing a lot of programs in here, or we're not doing programs at the library, but we are trying to share our experiences on Facebook. When you do come to the library, of course, we have a lot of books still. People are still checking out books. They can still check out books curbside, so you can call ahead and we'll bring them to you. We also have some free books, right? How do you get a free book?
We do. We have a cart with free books on it. It's the Arizona State Library and the Institute of Library and Museum Services has provided us free books, and whether or not you're in the summer reading program, they're for all kids.
Right.
And so they can just come and pick out a free book and you get to keep it.
Not a bad deal. Though everything here is free, this one is free and you get to keep it. So another incentive to drop in here at the library and still see us. Another new program we are looking at or working on, hopefully we'll have soon. We were really fortunate, got a pretty nice donation. Can you tell us about that?
Right, we got a really generous donation from a family to buy STEAM kits to check out. They're going to be circulating STEAM kits, so we're trying to come up with some fun things that don't have too many tiny pieces.
Right.
But they'll all be able to check those STEAM kits out, and we're going to include maybe about 4 backpacks that have fishing equipment, so kids can maybe go over to the river and go fishing. It'll have a fishing pole and some other equipment in it in a little backpack.
So with the checkout, we want to be clear too, with all of our materials, everything sits in quarantine for at least 3 days. So that includes books, that'll include these STEAM kits, anything that we're doing, we're quarantining, we're cleaning. We're here at the library. Joyce, we've eliminated some things, in-person programs. There's a lot more space here. We're not doing toys, right? We don't want to tell people to come here and play with toys. There's a lot of touching and sharing, and we're really encouraging folks to check us out virtually. Where can they find us virtually?
Well, all they need to do is go to the Cottonwood Public Library website, click on our little Facebook icon, look for videos on our Facebook page, and they can watch all of our crafts, story times, drawing classes, all that kind of thing on there.
Right. We want to encourage folks and let them know too that just because you missed it the day of doesn't mean you can't go back to our Facebook page and explore.
You can watch them over and over.
Explore all of our videos. They will live on our Facebook page. So we really want to encourage you to get out there and get on our Facebook page. If internet connection or Wi-Fi are an issue, we do have Wi-Fi here at the Cottonwood Public Library, and we are soon to have some Wi-Fi hotspots to check out. So that would be something that you'd be able to check out, take home, and then have Wi-Fi at your house. So there's more information on that coming soon. So again, please think of the Cottonwood Public Library as your resource for whatever your needs are during these unique circumstances. Particularly today, we're talking about the kids because we know that's the future of our community. We're deeply invested in what our kids are going to be doing, and we want to supply all of those resources for you. So next, we'll be talking to Miss Adela. She's been doing many a story time. Thank you, Miss Joyce, for joining us today.
Yep.
We're going to switch locations here, and we'll be right back. This is Inside Cottonwood. Ryan Bigelow, Cottonwood Public Library.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction. A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I am Ryan Bigelow, the Library Director at the Cottonwood Public Library, and you might recognize our location here. I'm here with Adela Martinez, our early literacy guru here, and we've come to your spot, right? This is the spot.
This is my home.
This is where
we
all
live.
the magic happens, right?
Yes.
I know that that a lot of you folks are familiar with Adela and our Storytime program. That is something that has not gone away. We've been very consistent about continuing that program. Even when we were closed, we were recording story times and continuing those on our Facebook. So how has that gone for you? How has that changed for you? What is story time like now?
It's definitely a challenge sometimes because I don't see my littles. I don't see their faces.
Yeah.
But we're lucky every once in a while now that we're open to the public, and we'll have a child come in or a couple of kids come in and they just sit off to the side on the carpet.
Right.
And we get to hear them sing our songs, or they get to sit and listen to us read our books. So, but that's been the hardest challenge, is not having them here.
It's that feedback, right? That smiling face, or even
Yes.
sometimes that that kid who you're not sure if they're paying attention. Then you ask them a question, and then it's like, oh, you were paying attention this
Right.
entire time. Well, for me, it's been really nice to have that consistent programming, something that people and families can really look forward to. Kept the same time slots and everything, so you're almost famous now, I would say, because that consistent following on Facebook has allowed us to continue to get out there to those families. My kids have been doing story time since they were wee, and now they're growing, and I remember taking them to story time. So it's important. I know it is, and hopefully our families are enjoying that program. Now we've made some additions to story time. We still do the tots, the littles, the little bit older kids. Now what else are we doing?
We do the tots and the older and the preschool age, but we've also incorporated a Spanish story time, a bilingual story time. We've added the hello song, and we sing that even in our English classes, in English and Spanish, as well as a goodbye song in English and Spanish. We are using, I learned a song of colors, and I have it written, because I'm a visual learner, so I have it written on a card. I have the color on a card, and I have it in English and Spanish, and we just sing the song. And the repetition, that's how we grasp things. And they're young, and that's how they learn.
So it's remarkable, and I know my kids are going into school, and they're learning Spanish in school. So if they've started on this Spanish story time, they're going to have a little bit of a head start learning that way. And you talk about repetition. We went to an early literacy, you went to an early literacy program in Mesa, I believe, or Greater Phoenix area in January. Is that something you learned there? Is that something you've already known?
Well, I've known that for a long time. However, when you are not in that field for a while and then you come back to it, you have to kind of get your feelers out after you're somewhere else. And I learned that every day we have to try to learn something new. And for me, it's repetition.
Okay.
And just remembering the one thing I walked away from that conference with is our children's brains are developed by close to 90% by the age of 5.
Right.
So the early years of giving them this information through play is really how we get them to go where they need to go and help them be our future.
Right. It's so important. So we learned a lot in that summit that you went to. Anything else that you're incorporating with the story times? How are we working that in?
Using the numbers, using the colors, using the alphabets, and that was before, you know, when we had kids coming in, it was easier to do.
Right.
Now it's using our imagination on how we can help them to do that. And through music, we do a lot of music and story time. So we use these eggs as our music, and a lot of them are not going to have these,
No.
you know. So we have to improvise. This is a toilet paper holder with paper and 2 rubber bands, and some beans or rice, whatever
Right.
they can put in there, and then they color. So they're just giving them how to use their imagination and get through things where we're at today.
Right, and the idea here is that they're learning on accident. They don't even know that they're developing, right?
They're learning by play,
Right.
making it fun so that they can absorb it.
So is that something that in your previous job, in your previous life, is that something you had to incorporate as well, is to learn through play, or is
Learn through play. And, you know, even with my own children, just learning through
Right.
play. Because how better to get them to hear you if you're at their eye level and playing with them and getting them to hear your words and things like that.
So even if it's not Miss Adela's story time, we obviously want to encourage you as parents, you as grandparents, to take advantage of doing your own story times.
Exactly.
I'll also add in that I know the virtual stuff has become more popular. We FaceTime with my own parents recently. If you need help learning how to do the FaceTime or any of that, give us a call, because we'll help you walk you through that, so you can also give your own kids or grandkids a virtual story time, because it's priceless.
Right.
It really is.
It makes a difference, and that sticks in their mind.
It-
They'll
it-
find that story that's most important to them, and it sticks in their mind, and it builds their yearning to continue to read books,
Right.
to keep growing and imagining.
And they'll remember that.
Yeah.
They really will. It's amazing.
Making memories, yeah.
So we talked a little bit about our Spanish story time. I also want to touch on that we have other Spanish opportunities here, bilingual opportunities here. We've really emphasized upgrading our collection. We're going to have an increased Spanish collection. We do have an increased Spanish collection. It's only getting larger. How else can our Spanish-speaking population utilize the library?
Come in and check out books for one, but however, the Spanish-speaking community can feel comfortable knowing that if they come here, they're welcome, bienvenidos, se habla español. And that's a biggie. We want them to feel comfortable and know that if they can't get what they need by using their English, that there's someone here who can help them.
Thank you.
And also, there's a program that's called tutor.com.
Right.
And that has information as far as this assistance with the citizenship testing, and that's also in Spanish, and, you know, schoolwork, tutoring for their children that they may not understand that comes, you know, through the English side.
Right,
So,
right. So
having that available is,
we have to reiterate that we're here for everybody. The Cottonwood Public Library is, and if we don't have the resources, we're going to try to help you find it, and we're going to try to make it happen for you. So that includes our Spanish-speaking population or our English-speaking population who wants to learn Spanish.
Yes.
That's another big one. Being bilingual is good for all of us. Very
Right.
healthy for all of us.
well, I've utilized my Spanish-speaking in the Spanish-speaking class, or I should probably say bilingual,
Sure.
because of the fact that sometimes it's a little bit in English, sometimes it's a little bit in Spanish. And I have my team members, my co-workers come in and learning Spanish with us.
It's a really great program, right? Well, I think Adela, my alarm just went off and
Okay.
it told me that our segment is done. Is there anything else you want to make sure we hit on today?
Make sure to tune in for Facebook, story times, crafts, all of the virtual programs that we have available.
Perfect. Well, that's it for Miss Adela. Look for her on Facebook. She's famous. She's going to be doing story times, Spanish story times, Find her on the Cottonwood Public Library Facebook page. And next, we'll be talking to a gentleman you probably already know, Mr. Jan Mark. He's our teen librarian, and we'll go over what other programs we're offering for the kids here. Ryan Bigelow, we'll be right back. This is Inside Cottonwood.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm the Cottonwood Public Library Director, Ryan Bigelow, and we've moved upstairs to my favorite room in the building, not only because it's so airy and spacious, but because this is where Jan Mark roams, our teen librarian.
Best way to say it is where I roam.
This is where he roams. This is his territory. This is the teen zone. Obviously, the world has changed a little bit. We brought Jan Mark on not too long ago, and then boom, the world changed on us.
Yes.
But we are very fortunate to have Jan because Jan knows how to roll with the punches. He knows how to maneuver around any of these circumstances. So we're not going to pretend like the world hasn't changed. We don't have any programs here at the library. You can still check out books.
Right.
There's still opportunities. But really, the point of today is to hit on what we do have. And what we've done is transitioned a lot of our programs online and virtual. What are you most excited about right now?
So what I'm really happy is that I figured out how to make Coding Club work. So Coding Club is now, it's back to being its third Saturdays of the month, and it's from 11 to 12. Sometimes it runs longer, but it's virtual, so we do it on Zoom. And I am not a one who knows the Zoom that well, but thankfully, kids apparently can adapt really quick to it. As a father of a starting sixth grader, his school picked up Zoom really quick. He picked it up, so it's been nice that we've had a demo showing during the week leading up to the class, a demo showing this is what Coding Club looks like. Okay. And there's the instructor explaining how to use the programs that are available, the login codes. And so it's a bit of a little demo that he does, and then the kids who have signed on to the Zoom, they usually, parents, if you want to, you just email me, jquisumbing@cottonwoodaz.gov. I know my last name is like an eye chart, but you would email me that you or your child wants to join, and I just send you the code about a half hour before. Everybody logs in. We keep cameras off for privacy, but audio's on so that you can talk to the instructor, the child. And they just go about and they ask any questions. They show then they can share screens to show what they're working on and ask help. So it's been really cool that we had a demo to show the parents this is what the club looks like.
Okay, and so just really quickly, what is coding? What do we mean by coding?
If your child loves to play video games all day, every day, and I get it, maybe this is how they get to play those video games. This is the back end, the back of the house basically to show them this is what you do to make Mario jump over the mushroom and save the princess.
Mm-hmm. So there's some learning here. It's gaming, but we're also learning, and there are a lot of jobs that are related to coding.
Exactly, yes.
So these kids are having fun and learning at the same time.
And they may learn that I like to do this and I want to go to school for this, and hey, can I learn more about it? You come to the library and check out those books about it, and then eventually, you're the next Bill Gates.
Yeah, you're our boss.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
So that's one of the virtual programs you've got going. We've got a list here. Talk about the sign language. What is that looking like? I'm excited that we're offering all ends of the spectrum here.
So what I can say is, how can I help you? And that is the one takeaway I learned from the sign language class that we were doing. because I try to apply it now when someone walks in, like, how can I help you? I'm learning ASL. So
beautiful.
It's really cool. We had a preview class in February, and March was when it was supposed to, the first official class was supposed to happen.
Right.
But then things got kind of weird,
Yeah.
and I get it. So it is offered. It'll be from July already happened, so up to October we will have. It's on the third Tuesday of the month, and it will be. It's a pre-tape session. We have the instructor. What I'd like is for people to email me. Again, JQUISUMBING@cottonwoodaz.gov. Questions on what they would like to know in sign language. So we touch on a couple of phrases to learn, and then I feel the format will evolve as people get, oh, this is what it is. The video is still available to see on our Facebook page. You just go to, there's a special events section and the videos there, or just in the videos, and you can just see there's a refresher video and then about a half hour of the instructor. We're just having a conversation. I'm saying, well, how would you say this? How would you say this? How does, what you learn about just the way you should be signing, that you want to make contact with the person who you're signing to, so that if they can read lips, they can read lips.
Okay.
So I'm proud that that's been able to exist in one way or another.
Right, it's an important program. So one of the things that you didn't have to learn before you got here was cartooning, drawing. This is what you do.
Yes.
You're still doing a program for that, correct?
So I miss my once a month, and I miss seeing the kids come in and draw. So we figured, well, rather than you could have a shot of me at the easel drawing, I prefer to just have the camera pointed down. And at 10 o'clock and at noon, we post the videos, and I just draw something, and you can kind of follow the process. You'll start to learn that, oh, Mr. Jan really loves his light blue pencil, and I start everything with a light blue pencil, and you rough out what you're doing, and then it's Mr. Jan's trusty, brush pen, and we just draw over the blue line. So it's at least something they can learn to do, whether it's I'm drawing Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec or a cat writing a letter.
Right. I think we tried a lizard once, and my lizard didn't turn out to be as good as my kid's lizard. But it's for all ages.
Yes,
because
it's all ages, and it's just and then sometimes it's just relaxing, and it's just fun to watch the drawing come to life. Because when I draw it really quick, and it happens, and oh, that's it. But now I get to re-experience. Oh, I remember I drew this, and you can just say, like when Bob Ross paints that happy tree, you just see it come to life.
Right. It's a great program. So we've got more. We're doing what's open mic. We've had a couple successful open mics, correct?
So open mic. Again, it kind of went away for a bit because we were closed, but now we're back. And though we cannot have you come in, and although it was only for an hour, it can actually be longer now because there's more time. So I've told all the local musicians in the area and those who just want to show a talent, you just send us a video, you email it to me. It's got to be something that's able to be seen, that's Facebook compatible.
Right.
And you send it to me and I upload it, and I usually will, every 5 minutes a new video will post. Kind of as if you just get on the stage next, and then I do a little intro of the person who sent me the video, and it's been great. Really quick note, if you have Facebook but you don't know how to make it work, when you do a Facebook Live, have yourself be the audience and record yourself, and then that way it's already compressed for Facebook. You would then download it to your desktop on your computer or laptop or tablet, and that's the file that you would then email to me. And then I have it. And if you have any questions, you come by and we can talk about it. I can help you through that.
And so we've entered a new virtual world. Our virtual programs are all there. What we want to remind you is that don't be intimidated by this virtual world. If you don't know or understand how to make it work,
we will help.
We're going to help you do that. We want you to be able to participate in all of the programs that we're offering. If it's not you, it's your kids. If it's not your kids, it's your grandkids. We're here to help. We're here to be a resource for all of you. Jan Mark has brought a new dimension to our library, and we want you to come and explore that. If that's checking out books or if that's checking out some of our virtual programs. You've got a couple of, you've got a couple of programs you're looking to implement coming up.
Hopefully, virtual Dungeons and Dragons. I'm working on to see how that works. I have goals of a short film festival, sort of like our open mic, where you make a short film and you send it over to us. And if you need help with the programs, I will help you find that. I've kind of soft asked the film festival to give me some advice, so I'm working on that.
Wildlife programming?
I still want to get large animals in the library, right?
And esports.
And esports. So esports, again, like all the gaming that kids love to play, whether it's Smash Brothers or Fortnite, we're working on making that a thing.
Right.
So that's an ongoing process. Again, like I said, large animals in the library in one way or another. I'm working on that. So those are those four things: Dungeons and Dragons, film festival, esports, and animals.
So we are working hard to continue to adapt to these changing times. Please connect with us at our Facebook page, our website, or just give us a call, and we're going to do what we can to help you in these unique circumstances. Jan, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Ryan Bigelow. This has been Inside Cottonwood. We'll see you next time.